All right. There you go.
I think I've got some homemade Italian food waiting for me at my house.
Italian food?
Yeah.
Italian? Are you a little Italian?
I am.
Yeah, that's you are. Well, I'm not a little Italian myself, but I've worked for some Italians.
That's good.
Yes, I've worked for, and I have to say, despite everything, and I do mean despite everything, I thoroughly enjoyed it. That and you know that this is true. What I'm getting ready to say, we ate well, we lived well,
Oh, yeah.
we had a good time.
Yeah, I think that's good.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's
my
true.
mom's making some meatballs, I think, and sausages and good pasta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So I could do a shout out, Michael Giannone. Taught me how to make noodles Alfredo.
Yeah?
Yeah, oh yeah. You know what? Night before last, I made scallops Alfredo.
Oh, they're sweet. I like
Oh God.
sea or bays?
Bay scallops.
Bay scallops.
Well, no, wait a minute.
Large ones are the sea scallops.
Yeah, I think they were ocean scallops.
Yeah,
They were
I love
large. They were large. They've been really good this year. Have you tried the scallops?
No, I haven't had any.
This year are the best scallops I've had for several years. Close to something like 4 or 5 years. I've not been pleased with the scallops I've had, but this year the scallops are the best I have had.
Let me get some.
The ocean and bay,
Yeah.
both. I don't know what it is. It can be water temperature. It can be so many things, you know.
Yeah.
But they are good. They are sweet, and they are what scallops are supposed to taste like. And we got like a pound of scallops, and I did scallops Alfredo,
Cool.
and that was good. You I assume you would know what that is,
Yeah.
right? No, that's a legitimate dish, isn't it?
That's, yes, I used to
That's
use,
what-
I used to do the scallops. You can add a little, just a hint of tomato for a blush and some vodka in there.
No,
Tomato vodka sauce
I didn't.
with it, or you can add a little, but that's
I
good.
thought of a hint of tomato, but
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I thought, it can.
I usually dice up fresh tomatoes. I don't like using the whole tomato sauce, but dicing them up just for flavor and putting them in.
I found something at the Go Grocery at the and we shouldn't plug places, but they've got some their stewed tomatoes, canned
Oh yeah,
stewed tomatoes.
they're awesome.
Do you know the ones I'm talking about in Italian spices?
Yeah, garlic, basil, yeah,
And I assume some oregano.
yeah.
And they're just right.
You just put them in pasta,
and
they're ready to eat.
They really are. But every time, any pasta thing I make, and I make the spaghetti sauce, and I make whatever pasta sauce I want to make, but a can of that, always,
Yeah.
it does not go wrong. These are so good. These are so good, and they're canned up that way. And it's the first time I've ever found them canned up right and ready
Oh,
to
yeah.
go. You know, these are really right. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Well, I'll see you in a little bit.
All right.
To folks who are watching, and thanks for having me on.
All right. You wanna?
Matt Howard,
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Joe.
shameless
Happy
Saturday show.
I swear to God, I am really much less narcissistic and shallow than I pretend to be on TV.
There you go. see, now watch this. Ready? I'm leaving, and then the door
Goes right back where it
right back
belongs.
where it should.
Indeed. And we are free falling through space.
There we go.
Except there's an anarchy symbol kind of.
All right, now I have
Out of
another
phase.
idea. Okay. Oh, hello. Look at that. Is that wild or what?
Yes, it is. So is anybody else coming in, or is it just us?
You never know a thing like that. Right now, it's just you and I.
Okie dokie then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to be right back because I'm going to go and get my bag from the editing room and walk in here with it.
Okay.
Because among other things, it occurred to me there are the Mount Dungeon Master DVDs in that bag, so
Okay.
I'd just like to know where they are.
Okay. I'm gonna push these buttons.
And the mad scientist is going to push buttons.
Right. How's that?
That's pretty.
Okay.
It's very, very pretty.
Now we just get to sit and play with our various playthings. Back to one of our favorite galaxies. Whether it's 106 or 104, you would think one would know the number of one's favorite galaxy, wouldn't you? All right. Not that one. Not that one. I hear feedback. Hello? I don't know why. Could that be coming from my headphones? It could be. All right. Have a cup of tea. My goodness, someone that's left the door open will be sucked into outer space. There we go. You notice we've got the molecule. Now, isn't this a good one, Randini? All right. Oh my. Let's see. Let me see. What can we do? All these four. Yeah. Nope. Okay.
Okay, I'm back. We have now a Mount Dungeon book.
I brought this in, and this is all it says on it.
UFO. Okay.
You weren't supposed to tell them it says.
Oh.
Show it. I was just showing it to you.
You didn't tell me it was supposed to be secret ahead of time.
I know.
If I was in on it, I would have gone along.
Well, it doesn't matter. And I'm not entirely sure what we're going to hear.
Okay.
Oh, it stuck it back out at me. It said no.
You know, considering the fact that we're on live TV, isn't it a dicey prospect just throwing random things in because you never know who's going to be shouting what?
You know it.
Okay.
Not necessarily. It just keeps putting it back out.
Okay.
No, it doesn't say UFO, does it? It could. No, it does say UFO. Okay.
That's what it said to me.
Okay.
I
Let's
have been known to
see.
be delusional from time to time.
Okay.
I really like the fact that we can get space in here now.
This doesn't like me. Well, we're not
So
gonna
are
do
you
that.
just running a feed off of what's in the DVD player there?
Space now.
We're in outer space. No, we're in outer space. Would you like to come in and have tea in outer space? Have you ever had tea in outer space?
I haven't.
Okay, well, it's always the first time. Okay, let me see.
I'm sure by now the astronauts have had tea in outer space. I want to know if they've had sex in outer space or not. Which I wouldn't have thought all that likely until recently when I heard about the crazy astronaut lady, and then that made me rethink.
And then the astronauts that were drunk.
Yeah, that made me start rethinking things there.
Yeah, it's not so squeaky clean.
Yeah.
Man, and where else would you need sex more than in outer space? On a
Outer
space station?
space.
Okay, there we go. So quite coincidental, huh? This has a nice wow.
Mm-hmm. No one can hear you fart in outer space. In space, no one can hear you fart.
That's quite the reverb going on there.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Have a cookie.
Are these Moravian cookies?
No.
They're like little ginger things.
They're just like
Ginger?
They're really, yeah. Give it. I think they're the closest thing to the Moravian cookie I can find.
But it's not a real
It's
Moravian cookie?
Randy again. Hi, what a surprise. Yeah, but it's. I know, but you see what we're doing. I mean,
I've destroyed it.
right? Yeah.
Wow.
Are you
Give
really?
that a listen.
Okay, well, you know we're being silly, but we're having fun. Yeah, and we're having fun. Yeah,
Is this what's going out?
yeah,
That's my assumption.
yeah. I read the manual, you know, but I haven't actually done it yet. You know what I mean? There's a little difference between. I realize it has a picture that it'll hold. I realize that that it'll store a picture. I do realize that. But you know what? Since I haven't done it yet, I mean, I remember that the manual told me which button and what the but you don't remember that till you have time to play with it. And you know me, I'll be playing with it on the air maybe, and you know, then we'll lose video entirely.
Wow, that's great. In space.
Right.
Are you a Space
good.
Ghost fan?
Yeah.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Have you ever watched that?
I have.
Oh, that's okay. I'm not worried about my minutes.
Don't have enough time on cable to, or just
Shrimp Alfred. Okay.
opportunity to watch all that regularly.
All right.
But I have seen it. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Okay.
Wow, that's very impressive echo.
What does it sound? How do I sound?
Spectacular. Of
It
course.
sounds good.
Spectacular.
It's very spacey.
Well, have a cup of tea. Now look at that. It's 4:37. 4:37 on our atomic clock.
Earth time.
Now we've got an atomic clock in here, and I was hoping to announce. You know, I was gonna be like the 4:20. You know, according to the atomic clock. And I was gonna tell everybody, you know, that you know it's 4:19 if you got a minute and all that kind of stuff. And you know I never remember to look up there. That I am always so busy.
Well, perhaps as an experiment, you can reverse time by 17 minutes.
We've not got the time reverse system in yet. Let's see. Here we go. We should let him listen to the headphones.
Him. What is him doing
Him
here?
Raven. Do you like the picture on the TV screen, Raven? Do you like the picture on the TV screen, Raven?
I do. It's. But you
Are
know,
you in it?
like
You
Matt's clothes are all.
you need to slide. Matt's clothes. You need to slide in just.
My pants are somewhat disappearing. I have a black shirt on, so it's kind of fading out anyway. And the blue portion of the Autobot insignia on my T-shirt is also kind of fading out there. Cause
Wow.
And you got a lot of reverb, so it sounds like we're in space.
Yeah.
Pigs
Everybody-
in space.
What'd you say? Pigs in space?
Yeah, it was.
Muppet Show.
Muppet Show. Yes.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Yes.
Very good
I'm realizing how many people aren't familiar with the Muppets because I have a dog named Fozzie. And people are like, Fozzie, you know, like it's a Muppet.
Fonzie?
Yeah.
Fozzie.
Fozzie Bear.
Fonzie Bear. Fozzie Bear. Yes.
Well, I get it.
Thank you.
Sure.
We were gifted. You know, what's that drummer's name? Buddy Rich was on the Muppet Show. Did you ever?
The drummer.
The drummer, Buddy Rich.
You know, if I did, I wouldn't have registered at the
Oh,
time.
well, he's just a slightly known drummer, so he's considered a jazz man.
Some people consider him still the best drummer of all time because he just had fingers that were just so incredibly fast. I mean, not necessarily doing odd times and crazy stuff like that, like Tool is now. But no, thank you. But if you want to see somebody's hands just go insanely fast, Buddy Rich, and you can go online and you can type in Buddy Rich Muppets, and he actually has a drum competition with Animal.
Oh yeah. I've
And
heard
so
of
they're
that.
going back and forth.
Okay, now this rings a bell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Animal, the drummer on the Muppets, and I've seen there's actually a drummer website where you can go and check all your favorite drummers and see drum solos and all that. And I watched, you know, at least half of the Buddy Rich ones, and it was by far the best sound recording, and the most interesting of all his drum solos was him playing against a puppet.
Oh, yeah.
But viewer discretion is advised. That you can tell that Animal's feelings were really hurt. He was really crushed because Animal felt he lost halfway through and didn't even continue playing from that point on.
Well, he can play a mean wipeout.
Yeah. But I felt for Animal during watching it. It's hard for me to see that part.
Aw.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Okay.
All you're doing right here is making me nostalgic for the Muppet Show, because it's just one of those really great things out of like the late 70s, early 80s. It's the sort of thing that they just wouldn't make and put on TV these days.
It should, things like that, they should be rerunning until something better comes along. They should keep that in, at least a weekly, if not daily rotation,
Do we know what galaxy this is?
And also Freakazoid. Do you know Freakazoid? Animaniacs.
I have
Freakazoid?
I have heard of Freakazoid. I've never watched it, but
It's
I have
amazing.
heard people rant about Freakazoid.
It's great. It's one of those things where
there are some Freakazoid devotees out there that I've discovered.
It's one of those things where, and they don't sell the DVDs. It's like if you go online, the only copies you can find are pirated copies. It seems like, and just hilarious.
You'd think it's funny because you'd think with the cult following like that they would, but I mean you hear things like the Tick season 2 on DVD. There had to be an online petition to get them to put out season 2 because apparently Disney owns the rights to that, and Disney is like really narrow.
But it's Steven Spielberg, not the Tick though. Steven Spielberg did Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain and Freakazoid is so funny.
I'm sure they'll get to it eventually. I mean, considering the fact you can go into a TV section of some big box store and look at various box set of DVDs, and there are sitcoms I've never even heard of.
Unless it's a conspiracy and Freakazoid was not dumbing us down enough. Can we talk about that here in this show?
That might be the case because there could be a credible argument in that direction.
We won't even go there.
Yeah.
So
Go for
I
it.
finished my 48-hour film project. Little pat on my own back here, just like in case people didn't hear. I finished. Today is the 24th of August. I finished as of today my 48-hour film project.
All right.
How many
Very
hours
good.
after the fact?
I haven't counted.
About a month.
I can't even remember what day the 48-hour film project thing was in Asheville, but it was about a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it was about, I think it was early 20s of July.
It was July. Maybe if any viewers out there know, you can call us on Matt's phone and let us know the dates. I bought a shirt. So
Bought a shirt.
yeah, for the 48-hour film project.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so
So what did it say?
it has the date, but I don't remember. It might have been like the 21st of July.
So, does anybody know if the rumor's correct that soon we're going to have to start including personal information at the closing credits of your TV shows?
What do you mean?
It should have always been like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You need a name or a pseudonym and a viable address or phone number.
Or email address?
No, email address doesn't count. It's always been in the procedures. It's just, it hasn't been enforced as well as it should.
Is this something that's normal for other public access stations?
Yeah.
No, so that the authorities can come to your door.
Yeah, you see,
No.
I don't want that. I mean, not like the real authorities. I mean, the NSA is going to find you.
Not
if
the
they
real
want to.
authorities, the thought police.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Well, you know what?
Beat your door down.
I'm sorry I mentioned the word conspiracy.
Well, I mean, the man is going to find you if he wants to, but, I'm really not interested in all the hangers-on and the third and fourth string authoritarians and just the people who think that I'm really overly concerned about their opinion.
Because you really don't care.
You know what? I mean, so many things I see on TV offend me, and I get over it.
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm channel surfing, I don't really want to see yet another celebutard there. I don't care.
Celebutard.
I don't care, and they treat it like
Copyright.
it's news.
Did you
I
make that
heard,
one up?
I heard that from
Yeah,
somewhere
okay,
else. I
okay,
took that
okay.
from somewhere else. And they treat it like it's news, and that offends me. But, you know, I'm over it. It's fine. I'm all better.
Are you better now?
I'm better now. Thank
Quick,
you.
eat a cookie.
How do you, here's maybe a personal question there, Matt, but how do you deal with all the female stalkers you get from your show?
He's hanging in there very well. He's holding up well under the
Because
pressure.
that's why I'm scared to put my address.
Oh, he is
or
holding up
telephone-
well under the pressure.
telephone number. It's not the cops. It's just all the.
Oh, I'm being sucked into space.
It's just good body.
You know what? Gosh, why don't I have problems like that?
It's a good problem. So Dr. Blackwell's been sucked into the vacuum of space.
Wow!
Let's hijack the show, quick. Let's put my DVD in.
I actually did a few weeks back at Gourmet Perks. Two girls in the corner, and they're looking at me and whispering. One walks up and's like, "You're that guy from Mount Dungeon, aren't you?" I'm like, yes, I am.
Wow, I heard from Jim that your show might be the most popular on TV, on
Really?
ERTV.
Or that's completely awesome, and I almost. When I hear things like that, I really have to avoid using a certain word that we're not allowed to use. Effing awesome, because that almost rolled off my tongue.
Right.
But thank you. That's
Well,
good to hear.
it's okay. It would have been John that would have to pay the thought police if you would have used that word, because it's his show. He should have his finger on the mute button if he doesn't want people cussing on his show.
Yeah, well, regardless.
But I wouldn't know when to take the finger off the mute button.
Well, I certainly hope
Is this
that
one
people
no?
watch.
We gotta.
I better check.
Can you see the T-ball?
I mean, I'm happy if I genuinely thought people in the double digits
This is
would
the
be
big
watching,
T-ball.
and I get told
No,
to
this is
that.
the little T-ball.
It's the little one, big one's in the big pot.
Okay, you're right. There's nothing in here.
Where did you acquire these space pictures?
It's beautiful.
You
From space. They come from outer space.
just with your camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a big lens.
Yeah.
Yes. Why?
I was just curious.
What's it to you?
Just curious.
Where do you think you get pictures like that?
Well, I know there's one site that
What's the website?
I go to a lot. That's like an astronomy picture of the day,
Yeah.
and yeah, I check that regularly. It's very cool. Very. I actually like around the holiday season last year. I got a book just from one of these big bookstores.
No, I got them off the internet.
Yeah, well, I got this book that had it was just like a picture book mostly about the universe, and it went from, like planets to solar systems to galaxies to the universe, and it was very basic stuff, but it was like, it really, really got me interested. It had lots of good comparisons, like if you, like as far as, this is tripping me out, as far as the, like if the Earth, if the sun is the size of a ping pong ball,
Right.
the Earth is like a speck of dust, like 3.5 meters away, or something like that.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
It's a speck of dust in Iowa, I think.
No, that would be like the next star.
Downtown Chicago, somewhere like.
That's like how far the next ping pong ball would be away.
Okay.
Somewhere like New Jersey or Iowa.
Right. Yeah.
And then Jupiter would be about 10 meters away from the ping pong ball, and it would be like the size of a pea, something like. But just thinking that you see all these illustrations of the solar system, and it's like a basketball rotating around like a golf ball rotating around a basketball at this this close, but it's just there's so much empty space
Right. There's a
that
lot
they
more.
don't really instill in you when you learn about astronomy like in school. But it's just so much of everything is empty space. So much of this galaxy.
This galaxy.
Yeah.
This galaxy here.
It really distresses me that space has lost its mystique and its popularity and its allure, it seems like. Because, I mean, I was born in 71, so I grew up right post moonshot, and I remember as a kid, space was everywhere. It was just so in. It was so damn cool, too,
Yeah.
because as sci-fi nut that I was, I just sort of grew up kind of like naturally assuming that space was this great cool thing and we'd end up there in greater capacity one day, and
Well, they're putting like a station on the moon. They're working on stuff like that.
Well, one day.
They're going back.
I hope in my lifetime I see somebody set foot on Mars. I want somebody to set foot on Mars. And I am so bloody curious. Thank you. I am so bloody curious as to whether or not we can ever find evidence as to whether or not there was bacterial life or maybe something more than that on Mars.
There was water.
And there was water. And it's geologically stable
Until
now.
the aliens came and took it all away to their planet.
And if you had like a bowl of water on Mars, it would instantly, it would explode because it's so dry. It would just be, I don't know exactly, it would sublime. Like the ice on the ice caps, it just, like in the summer, it doesn't turn into a liquid form. It goes immediately into gas because it's so, I don't know exactly why. There's just so little, in the atmosphere that it,
Well, I know Mars used to have a magnetic field, they believe. It doesn't anymore. I mean, it basically means that the core of Mars is cool to the point where it's
stopped.
it's not
spinning.
But the magnetic field would indicate that there's a very good chance with the water and everything. There's a good chance that there was life, and that if that's the case, then Mars just wound down faster than the Earth because it was smaller and cooled faster.
Well, yeah, it's just the size and its position. It was just. It was just.
But isn't that it was
destined for the fate it has come to?
It's just such a cool thought, though, that maybe there was something crawling around, In that case, though, it's also depressing to think that if there was life on Mars at one time, that when stuff was just starting to crawl around on Earth and reach up into the sky, or just starting to bounce around on land, perhaps whatever there was on Mars was dying.
That is an interesting thought. Well, it's I think Venus is a great case study too, because that is just almost exactly the size of Earth, a little bit closer, but it's just a case study of the greenhouse effect, running wild and taking over and just killing everything. I mean, nothing can live there now, but it's. There could have been a time when it was just
there. We're ready to pour the water into
as
the
hospitable
tea.
as Earth.
Well, I've heard that it rains sulfuric acid and things like that on Venus.
Yeah. If you were on Venus, you would be like crushed, burned, suffocated.
No, that needs to tweet until it's poured into the coffee pot to remind us, to the teapot.
Huh? So it
needs to have tea.
Huh?
Tea?
Oh. You mean the thing I'm playing with? What kind?
And I have a question. Did anyone see, John, did you see last night after we left the studio, did you see the lightning activity that was going on?
Oh, for hours? Yeah. You don't often see that. One time I saw it like that. I saw green lightning up in the sky like that for hours.
That was incredible.
Yeah, without thunder.
Yeah, no thunder. It's just, I guess, heat lightning or something up in the clouds.
At first, I thought it's like, are the flash bulbs going off or strobe lights? Or I'm looking all around. Where is this coming from? I thought it was something.